I'm Barry Funkhauser, and this is the Barry Funkhauser Show. Here's what's going on. Well, cops are cracking down on toll and red light camera evasion. A lawsuit claims hotel price fixing is going on the Vegas Strip. And archaeologists discover the oldest non-royal mummy ever in Egypt. As always, I'm here with my co-host and general know-it-all current events guy, Joe.
Hello, Barry.
Hello.
Hello.
God, said I was going to talk about something. I completely forgot about it already. Can you believe it?
Yes, I can. Because that happens to me all the time. Well, I'm going to start off with a sad note for my business life. Just because it's a big deal. For the last 6 years, I've been working at a company called Neon Mob. It's a digital art trading and collecting platform for indie artists. And today we had to unfortunately give our shutdown notice to all the community. So it's been a sad day, Barry.
Oh man, that's a bummer, dude. I'm feeling it over here. It's always really such a bummer when you have to turn off the lights to something.
Yeah, it's been a labor of love for the last 6 years of my life. So I mean, I feel bad for all of our team. My owner, he's pretty sad about it. He's put the last 11 years of his life into this. So, he's feeling it too. I feel bad for the community. I feel bad for all the collectors and the artists that came to the platform and participated, shared their art. Other collectors collected their art and traded with other people. A lot of people made friends. It was a nice community. I think I did a pretty solid job making a safe space online for people. So it's a sad day that we have to shut down.
Well, it's a bummer, man. I'll plant a tree for you.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
And what's convenient is I just won a tree at an auction.
Oh, hey, what kind of tree do I get?
It's a camper tree. See, now this is the perks of having like horticulturists in your purview. So I went to pick up this tree at an auction. See, I won like a I won a picnic table, one of them beefy picnic tables that you'd find at a park, one with weight on it,
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and it's got a hole on the side for an umbrella that came with it.
I was gonna say if you need an umbrella, I have an extra for you.
Well, it's kind of worn, but it's one of them cranky things, tick 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 tick, made of wood.
Very nice. That sounds awesome, man.
Really cool.
We're gonna make a nice little picnic area out the back for you.
Came with one of them cement feet,
Okay.
And then also I got like 15 pots of garden. And all of that was $11. Oh, I forgot to mention the most fun thing. I got a mini fridge.
Nice.
All for $11. But the tree, it came with the tree. See, I just thought it was a pot. And then when I got there was a 35-foot tree in that pot.
And you're saying it's a camper tree?
It's a camper tree. And I guess what happens
a camphor tree. Oh, okay, that's different. That's different than a camper tree. I was like, a camper tree? What is a camper? Is that where like you plant it and then you like camp under it? Is that a camper tree?
Well, until this moment in time, I thought I was right with camper tree. But yes, it is a camphor tree. And it's, that stuff camphofenique that you use on your lips. This is the first ingredient in that.
Wait, that you use on your lips?
Don't
what
you
have you ever?
that?
No. Camphofenique is for
is it like Vicks?
No. It's for bug bites. Those are the words that I was trying to put together. When I was a kid, Camphofenique was like our go-to. If you got like a bug bite, you just put the Camphofenique on. It's like an oil, like a I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. This tree secretes that oil.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I would love to have a camphor tree.
The very pretty tree, and you can have it it needs shade, so it'll be sitting here waiting for you. I'll fertilize it and see what happens.
Sounds awesome. You know what we're gonna do is if we're smart about it and we can manipulate the tree while it's growing, and we can put an elf door in the tree so it gets like locked in while the tree's growing. What do you think?
You'll have to see the tree. It's a very thin.
No,
turf,
that's
Charlie
where
Brown.
you started. That's where you started.
Okay, well,
Embedded. I'll show you some. Show you some pictures, man.
yeah,
We're gonna make an elf tree.
I would love that because it doesn't belong here. It's green. It's like a green. It's odd. I can't wait for you to see it.
Well, okay, yeah, I'd be happy to do that. It will take my mind off of my platform closing, and we're gonna make a nice little picnic area out there because we're gonna have some parties. We're gonna have some parties at Funkhauser Farms. We're gonna get some bands out there. We're gonna play. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have like neighborhood parties at Funkhauser Farms.
I'm waiting. I just heard that my backdoor neighbors back there seem like children because I smell what smells like a skunk in the backyard and I hear giggling. So it'd be nice to meet my neighbors. Let's throw a thing one of these summers this summer.
Oh, you don't know your neighbors?
No, man, not a lot of them. No.
Oh, really? When you were a kid, did your parents know like the neighbors? Was it like a neighborly type of neighborhood that you lived in, or was it just like, this is where we live?
I don't know, man. I moved here when we were teenagers. So
Oh, you're already teenagers. Okay. Because I'm just trying to think like back where I grew up, my parents knew pretty much everybody on both sides of the street, all the way 10 doors down one way and 10 doors down the other way. Like we just knew that grouping in our neighborhood of who those people were. And I don't think that that's something that I don't know. Maybe it happens today. I don't know. I live in the big city. I'm like that with my apartment neighbors and some of the people on my street that I see a lot of the times. I was definitely like that in my old apartment. Oh man. I wish that we would have hung out during the early days of Joe in Hollywood, because man, we lived in this apartment complex. Oh, that's right. I was telling Eve this. We lived where Jeff Buckley used to live, like literally in the apartment that Jeff Buckley used to live in Los Angeles. It was on Oakshire Drive, right?
wow.
And it was like it was this apartment complex. Oh, my buddy and I lived there for like 10 years because our rent was stupid cheap. And it was awesome. It was like right off of Ventura Boulevard, right off of like Barham and Ventura. I think it was 2 blocks west of Barham on Ventura Boulevard, right up on Oakshire. It was like a 40 or 50 unit building. And we had a swimming pool, a jacuzzi, a barbecue area. Oh my friend Kevin and I, we used to throw the most epic parties at that place. We would have 50 people come over for a pool party. I'd barbecue for everybody. We would like go and like have movies up on the projector. I would go around to everybody. I knew everybody in that complex. One, because I'm just kind of a boisterous, nice person, and I just like to meet all my neighbors. And two, I actually worked at the apartment community for years doing like part-time maintenance and just cleaning things up because I was cheaper than them hiring like an actual yard crew. And Barry, you know me, I'm antsy and I need to like be doing stuff all the time. So I made a few extra bucks. I met everybody in the complex and we had these epic parties. And man, I just wish that I knew you then. I want to recreate that at your house.
Don't bring any foolishness over here.
Oh, I'm bringing kiddie pools and we're going to do it up. It's going to be awesome.
Fine. As long as you help me dig.
Oh, I already promised that I would help you dig and put up fencing and all this stuff. We're gonna fix up your glass. What is it? Your
well, things are growing out there right now. It's all lettuce. I'm gonna cut the middleman. I just planted gallons and gallons of lettuce because I know that will be eaten by the chickens or maybe
butter lettuce. Is it butter lettuce? What kind of lettuce?
No, it's May. It's called May. May something. And there's like
details, Barry. You're full of details.
Well, I just bought like 8 kinds of lettuce and threw them all in there. Anything that's green, because they won't eat the purple lettuce.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Weird.
My favorite is the butter lettuce. So if you have any butter lettuce, let me know.
Oh yeah, it's going down. It's growing on.
I like that stuff. All right, let's get into it.
All right, police are cracking down on toll and red light camera evasion, from rubbing mud on plates to using fake temporary paper tags. Police say these tricks are designed to avoid paying tickets, cheat toll technology, or to commit serious crimes, all without getting caught. Here's some more on that.
On roads across the country, a crackdown on license plate outlaws. Surveillance images show people physically blocking their plates. Others are defaced on purpose using debris, dirt, and illegal covers. This high-tech holder even flips to hide the plate number. Police also finding fake temporary paper tags like these.
I'm constantly, scanning the roadway looking for, fraudulent plates.
These tricks, police say, are designed to avoid paying tickets, cheat toll technology, or to commit serious crimes, all without getting caught.
Officials here in New York say they ticket thousands each year for obstructed, defaced, or fake license plates. And they say it costs them tens of millions of dollars in unpaid tolls. Across the country, it's a growing problem.
In New York City alone, arrests for fraudulent plates up 300% since 2016. Texas, a hotbed for fake plates.
We're learning more tonight about how the black market for Texas tags really extends across the country.
And arrests in Florida, too.
Well, a man is facing charges this morning for selling fake license plates.
Seems like a big concern for you.
Absolutely.
New York State Police Major Brian Webster says it's a public safety issue.
By altering your license plate, the digital technology that's reading your plate and assessing the toll is being avoided.
How big of a problem is that?
It's a huge problem. Criminals are using this type of behavior to avoid detection for other very serious crimes. Narcotics and human trafficking come to mind. There's people who are doing these things to avoid any type of financial cost.
Officials say there's a price to pay for all. Roads, bridges, and tunnel repairs shortchanged by those that don't pay their fair share. Police now fighting back with technology.
What these readers do is read a vehicle's registration as it passes me.
It feeds the officer information about the car. We did this demonstration with the trooper's vehicle. If the owner has any outstanding warrants or if the plate could be a fake, there's an alert.
He's passing here now. There it is. So as that vehicle passes, you heard the audible tone,
Right.
which will then indicate that the plate's been read. And if there was any activity in relation to that plate, it would then pop up with an alert.
Police cracking down on plates that have become a license to steal. Tom Winter, NBC News, New York.
Okay, this is just too long didn't read. The cops are getting technical and they're going to use magic tricks to catch you now. Am I reading that right?
Yes, you are reading that right.
Propaganda. Isn't that what we just heard?
Propaganda. No, it's not propaganda. No, it's the people just stop breaking the law. I mean, it's pretty easy. Just follow the driving instructions and the driving laws that are out there. They're for your safety as well as my safety. If everyone follows all the laws, no one gets into accidents usually. So maybe just stop being a terrible human being and just drive safely and follow the law. I don't understand. What's the big deal? Just what do you do? Because you need to run red lights? Because you need to do 50 and a 25? I don't get it.
I'm going to paint a scenario for you, Joe, okay? You're driving along.
Paint it, Barry. Paint it.
You're driving along there in your electric vehicle, okay? And
okay.
Speed limit's what? 70? 65? 70? You're going 74. All right? You dip into 75 once, twice. Just for a minute. And then here comes the cop, and the cop pulls you over and said, "Our computers caught you going 75 miles an hour."
Okay, first off, where is it ever legal to drive 75 miles an hour? I've only seen 80 miles an hour, I think, one time, and it was like in the middle of the desert, like on the 40.
Okay,
when there's literally no one around.
And say, I think there's like an unwritten law that says if you go 74, that's 9 miles over the speed limit. And if you keep it at 74, it's easier to like fight the ticket, and cops will be more reluctant to pull you over if you're going 74 because it's
I see what you're saying. It's not 74. It's 10 miles over the speed limit is considered reckless driving. So if you stay under the reckless, sure, you can fight a ticket. If a cop is going to pull you over if you're doing more than 10, because that ticket is more expensive. So it's more worth their while.
So now a computer is going to get you if you do it for like a second somewhere.
But sure. But how is that any different than the radar guns that we've had? Just because it's mounted on a pole somewhere and a computer is monitoring it, it's the same thing. It's just maybe don't drive over the speed limit, guys. Then you won't have a problem. Do you like to drive fast, Barry? Are you a speeder?
No, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes when you're going down a hill or something, and then you look down and you go, oh, crap, I'm going too fast, you know?
Oh, well, sure. That happens every now and then, like going over the Camarillo Hill to go to your house.
That's right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So if I'm going to get tagged there by accidentally doing it from some computer or some robot that's doing it, technology, I don't know. It just makes it feel like more.
Honestly, it's not that hard to not speed.
No,
I'm not gonna. It's not that hard. Every now and then, going down a big hill, yeah, you might tip over a little bit, but you're not doing like 90 in a residential area. You're not like whipping through traffic on the 101 during rush hour, or, close to rush hour, doing 20, 25 miles more than everybody else, zipping in and out of the carpool lane when it's just you. You're not breaking all the laws. So maybe just don't try to break the laws. Don't try to play the system. That's what I'm trying to say. There are some things where it's just there for safety. Not everybody's safety, your safety included. So maybe just don't speed. Like,
fall in line.
Oh, come on. No. I'm not saying fall in line and just blindly follow the rules, without being, having any kind of critical thinking. But when it comes to driving, we have to all admit that driving is dangerous. We are taking 1,000-pound vehicles and getting them up to sometimes ridiculous speeds. And that is dangerous. We have to just understand that driving is inherently dangerous. And we need to follow those rules to make it as safe as possible until we all have self-driving cars that are all on the same grid and can all communicate with each other, and there are never any accidents ever. But I don't think that's going to happen even in our lifetime, Barry.
Keep on dreaming.
I am.
All right. Well, today's show is brought to you by
Woof Tracks. Unleash the love. Do a good deed for dogs. Walking with the free Woof Tracks app helps you earn for your favorite animal charity. Download the Woof Tracks app, start walking your best friend, and unleash the love for all dogs.
All right, more news. The average daily room rate for hotels on the Las Vegas Strip hit a high last year, topping $200 a night, and people are not happy.
A group of people who rented hotel rooms on the Las Vegas Strip filed a class action lawsuit accusing 4 of Vegas's largest gaming and hospitality companies of engaging in an illegal price fixing scheme to raise hotel room rates.
The suit names big names here: MGM Resort, Caesars Entertainment, Treasure Island, and Wynn Resort.
That's where you stay.
Thank you for sharing. Yes. I'll be changing hotels. Hotel operators are
It's a big hotel. I don't think they'll find you.
Want to bet? Hotel operators are accused of working together to inflate prices using a revenue management software called Rainmaker. So this lawsuit alleges that Rainmaker is used by an estimated 90% of Vegas Strip hotels and collects real-time pricing and supply information from their competitors, providing room rental rate recommendations designed to unlawfully maximize profits. A professor at UNLV says that the lawsuit may have it wrong.
I have been a revenue manager. I've used Rainmaker. As long as hotels have been setting prices and had a telephone, they have looked at their competitors' rates. And the rates that they're looking at is publicly available data.
Attorneys say operators should price rooms independently, and sharing information through Rainmaker has displaced normal competitive pricing, and it has led to increase in room prices.
Not the same Vegas anymore, Barry.
Yeah, dude. Everybody's, have you ever when you book a room, you probably go with your timeshare, but you never go
to Vegas?
No, just anywhere in general. Do you go to like booking.com or hotels.com or one of those websites?
I'm a hotels.com guy. I don't the Marriott Vacation Club stuff. I have to be pretty strategic with, because it's expensive, and I gotta get my money's worth. We got the Marriott Vacation Club basically for Hawaii and really expensive holiday destinations.
Okay, so when you go on like one-offs, you're going on booking.com, you said, or hotels.com?
Yeah, usually. If the Marriott is
Expedia.com.
I used to use Expedia. I'm not a huge fan. If I have to do one of those, it's going to be Orbitz. I know that they're all owned by the same company. It doesn't really matter. I just like that Orbitz interface better. So, but we're getting away from it a little bit. Do you remember when was the first time you went to Vegas?
Well, I was
like not as a child, like by yourself as an adult. When was the first time you went to Vegas and had to pay for a room and stuff like that?
It's very foggy because I lived there for 2 years. I don't remember exactly when. I must have been 21, 22. Don't really remember my first time. It wasn't that memorable. I'm not really a whole let's party till we're done. I have some very good memories from Vegas, and I remember how cheap it was to sleep there. Myself, I used to stay at Sam's Town because I can get a room for like $19 a night, and there's a bus like every hour from there.
Well, we were big on the Imperial Palace because it was the cheapest place on the entire strip.
Oh no, not anymore, man. They renovated that puppy. Now that's a $200 night sucker.
Oh, I know.
Still smells the same.
Oh man, I just want to know if is it still Imperial Palace?
No, they call it somewhere else. It's it's right where the that giant Ferris wheel is, and they call that thing something, and I think they're connected somehow.
Oh, okay. I just remember that we loved the Imperial Palace because there was an escalator from the strip directly into the sports bar, and we would go every year for March Madness to watch NCAA basketball, and so it was just brilliant. We would like go downstairs, go get our food, and then just like escalator right back up, right back into the sports book, just right in there.
So convenient. No, now that place is something else now. They've renovated that whole square.
Yeah, but I mean, I just remember that the hotels used to use the cheap fares, and they used to subsidize the airlines to make airline flights really cheap. I think that the hotels still do that. But they would make the hotels cheap just to get you there. They didn't care about the hotels. They made their money everywhere else.
Yeah.
They wanted you in the hotel so you would gamble. That's how they made all their money. But now all of the people in Vegas, they have figured out that they can still make a ton of money on gambling, and people will pay $300 a night to stay in a hotel there to do it. And that's why I don't go to Vegas anymore. It's too expensive now. It's not a cheap trip anymore.
Yeah. Well, I got half a week for $200, dude. So I'm living the life. I'm robbing.
Nice. Where at?
We're here.
Back at Sam's Town?
No. I'm living La Paris. I'm in La Paris. So we put blue paint on the ceilings.
How fancy. What is your favorite hotel in Las Vegas?
I can't answer that question because it changes every time I stay at a new one.
Oh, interesting.
Like
I
did
have
stay at
one. I
Virgin,
have one in. Oh, you did? Yeah, I'm not.
and
a
I
big fan.
enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting. You know, it wasn't my favorite, but
I think mine hasn't changed for a while. It's the Venetian. That's it.
why is
No,
that?
no response.
Why is it? I've never been there and never even walked through it. Why is that?
Oh, really? Oh, I like the Venetian. One, the rooms are really nice. Like, if you're gonna pay for a room, like the Venetian rooms are just awesome. They're all suites. They all have great bathrooms and bathtubs. Like that's a big thing. If I'm gonna go on vacation, I want to soak in a nice tub. You know, I don't have that in my apartment.
Not me.
so I
I'm
want,
not
like, a
spending
nice
any
tub.
time in the hotel room myself. I'm actually sleeping in there, you know.
I am definitely now that I don't do Vegas the same anymore. We don't
I
go
just
and
need a good
gamble. We
like
don't drink
morning.
a lot.
I need something
Nah.
that has coffee in the building and maybe a crumpet or two because I'm getting my day started. I'm getting on the road. I'm probably going up to Red Rock Canyon. I'm going to Springs Preserve, which is
Sure, we're doing that. We're doing that kind of stuff too. But you know, we also are going to be spending a couple hours every night just like relaxing in the room before we go to bed. So we
I
like.
suppose you're right. Okay.
Like a nice spot. So it's, you know, it's nice. They're nice rooms. They have a sunken living room, you know, all that stuff. The other thing is usually when I was going to Vegas, I was going to conventions, and the Venetian is connected to the Las Vegas Convention Center.
Yeah, right next door. That's why they.
So it was super, super convenient because I would just walk down, you know, I'd take the elevator down, walk across the casino through the entryway, boom, out at work. So that was always nice. So I always like that. My second is probably the Bellagio.
Well, excuse me.
Hey, I like the water show.
You like the
So be quiet.
fancy stuff.
Hey, well, I mean, look, if I'm gonna go, I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't want to pay to spend the night in a crappy hotel room. Like I want to feel secure and I want everything to be clean. You know, that's really what I'm looking for. So the Venetian, Bellagio, they always hit that. And that's why another reason why we went with Marriott, you know, because I was tired of spending tons of money and not having a good experience when I went on vacation. You know, it's a lot of money and I want to feel like satisfied with my purchase. So
All right. Well, nowadays, if you still want to go where the Imperial Palace is, it's now called the Link with a Q, and you could see the big old Ferris wheel in it, and they've remodeled the whole sucker, and it looks pretty good to me, in my opinion. Still,
are these the pictures?
Yeah, this is the Link.
Oh, well, yeah, it looks a lot better than what IP looked like because they hadn't remodeled the IP since like the 60s. So that's crazy.
It's a gorgeous venue. You should walk by it. It's probably way too expensive now.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. It's been Linda and I have just been talking about maybe a weekend in Vegas. But we're gonna check it out. It's between Vegas. It's between Vegas and Palm Springs right now.
Ooh, oh man, that'd be a hard choice for me.
No, it's a hard choice because I really like Joshua Tree. So Palm Springs is always awesome.
Yeah. All right, more news tonight. The discovery of a 4,000-year-old mummy in Egypt is captivating archaeologists. The mummy is the oldest non-royal mummified person ever discovered in Egypt.
Archaeologists in Egypt made a groundbreaking discovery this week under ancient sands. Emerging from deep underground and far in the past, a sarcophagus sees light for the first time in more than 4,000 years.
I put my head inside to see what could be inside the sarcophagus. A beautiful mummy of a man completely covered with layers of gold.
Inside, a man, his jewelry still visible, who the hieroglyphics say was named Hikashapis. Archaeologist Dr. Zahi Hawaz says he's the oldest non-royal mummified person ever discovered in Egypt. His resting place is at a site called Saqqara, near what was ancient Egypt's capital. It's also where statues and other relics were unearthed.
Saqqara is very important place. It reveals many important treasures.
Egypt has seen a flurry of archaeological finds, which the country hopes will help boost tourism. It was a century ago that the boy king Tutankhamun was discovered at the bottom of this stairwell by Egyptologist Howard Carter. King Tut died around 1324 BC. Hikashipus was roughly 1,000 years older. Archaeologists say he's no royal, but the way he was buried signals his importance. And after thousands of years sealed away, he's made history.
I know you love these kinds of stories, Joe. Are you fascinated by this? Without going in on a wormhole and spending 3 hours talking about it, because this weekend I really started digging into something, which I'll tell you about another time, but it took me on a journey for 4 hours. It's crazy. But what do you think about this new discovery?
Well, you said you didn't want to go down a wormhole for 3 hours, so do you want me to start talking about this?
Fine. It's just in danger. In danger. You're going to want more information. And when you go look
really,
really
interesting.
You're going to find a lot. Go for it.
I know I'm going to find a lot. It's really interesting. Didn't they just find a new... Wait, where exactly was this tomb?
In Egypt.
Well, I know that, but like in the Valley of the Dead, like where in Egypt?
Hey, man. I don't know. Somewhere over there.
And in Pyramid. Hold on.
But there's a flurry of new discoveries in that part of the world. And I wonder if it has anything to do with LiDAR. You know what LiDAR is? The lasers that they point at.
It's ground
Now they're
detecting radar.
discovering all the Amazon rainforest colonizations hidden.
Yes.
All in their LiDAR, man. I'm so into it, man. Don't get me started.
I know. I'm trying not to. Okay, I'm looking this up. It is actually just outside the capital of Cairo. Oh, it's in the necropolis. Okay. So, okay. The necropolis of Cairo is the big area near the city, near the pyramids, where a bunch of tombs and crypts were found. And that's where they found this tomb that hadn't been discovered before.
Oh, wow.
So you need to make the distinction because there are 3 or 4 major areas in Egypt that each have a collection of crypts and tombs. And the reason is because the capital of the Egyptian empire at the time continued to move downstream, closer to the Mediterranean, with the final city being Alexandria, right at the outlet of the Nile River. So there's tombs in Alexandria, there's tombs in the necropolis near Cairo, there are tombs in the Valley of the Kings, which is further south from Cairo, and then there's a final collection of crypts higher up on the Nile. It's very interesting if you want to look at it.
I don't want to. I don't have enough time in my life to learn it. It's so fascinating, man.
I know you know what? It really is. I really wish that there's a whole lot of areas of the world that I think would be fascinating to explore. They're really, really dangerous. A lot of them happen to be in like Northern Africa or like the Middle East, or some parts of Southeast Asia. And I would love to go to Istanbul and check out the divide between the European continent and the Asian continent. It's like right at the Strait of Istanbul right there. I would love to go there, but as an American, I just feel like I would be a target for kidnapping or violence of some kind. It's not a great look. You can't be like a globetrotter, schmo from America, just like cruising around.
Not in today's climate, my friend. Nope. But somebody else could do it, and we'll read about it. That's fine.
Hopefully. I mean, hey, well, you know what? When we are doing backyard gardening, we'll talk all about Egypt and their 6,000 plus years of history. What What do you think? What do you think?
Hey, we could talk about that all you want because by then I'll have my metal detector in the mail. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. But
Are you getting a LiDAR?
I wish, dude. But no, we're going on adventures, my friend. We'll talk about it coming soon. All right, this is the Barry Funkhauser Show.